Hello and welcome to PowerDrift. Today we have one more electric motorcycle that is entering the country. We're just seeing the motorcycle today. Test drive should happen in May and you should be able to buy one of these and get it home sometime in July. This is a new company called Oben and this is their first product, the Rorr. What is exciting is not only that this product is coming out, but Oben is promising that they will enter new segments every 6 months over the next 2 years. So at the end of those 2 years, you'll have 4 Obens attacking 4 different parts of the Indian two-wheeler spectrum. So, what have they built? What Oben is promising is a motorcycle that has the most range we've seen out of the 3 motorcycles that we have, including this one. That would be the Revolt, that would be the Kratos from Torque, and this one, they're saying IDC range is 200, but real world range, even in the city mode, is 120. It goes further up if you go into economy mode, the numbers are up here, and in Havoc mode, which is their fastest mode, the range drops to 100. Charge times are only 2 hours, and that's because they're using a 15 amp socket, not a 5 amp socket. And they're saying that while most customers will charge these at home and the installation of the 15 amp socket will be free, obviously, there will be a network of something like 12,000 charging stations in time, not today, and Oben themselves will put in something like 1,000 chargers for themselves, for their customers. 2 hours of charging time is a new promise for us, and they're saying a kilometer a minute is what you'd get when you plug in. So how does it work? What they've created here is a trellis frame that sits under this bodywork, in which is the battery, which is a 4 kWh battery. That's what you will charge over a 2-hour cycle with a 15 amp socket. Behind that is the motor. They've got belt drive to the rear wheels. So that's a 100 section front, a 130 section rear. You've got a monoshock, telescopic forks, no mystery there. It's a pretty simple control mechanism. It's like a scooter. You've got the throttle, front brake, rear brake. And you've obviously got a digital screen. These motorcycles aren't very well finished, I have to say, but they are pre-production prototypes. So when the test ride vehicles come in May, when the final production vehicles are delivered in July, that's when we'll actually know what the quality levels are like, because the promise is actually quite high. Now this package, Oben is saying, when you include state subsidies, falls to as little as just under ₹1 lakh in some states, but most states will see prices like 1,25,000 rupees ex-showroom. That's an actually very interesting price, and think about it like this. This motorcycle is, by my calculation, 10 kilos lighter than the Kratos. It's promising a similar top speed, but the charge time is much less. And in that sense, the performance promise is actually quite nice. And what Oben has also claimed, and that's something that I'm really excited about, is that they've managed to get the heat transfer to a point saying, no matter how much load you put on the motor and the battery, the thermal cutoffs will never happen. If that happens, that will be super promising, because what this is going up against in the ICE world is something like a Pulsar 150. It's a very, very juicy segment to attack. So, bookings will open shortly at 999 rupees. I know what I always say, which is test ride and decide, and I continue to say that. Test ride and decide whether you want to get one of these home. That happens in May. If you do decide to do it, they should be delivering these in July in about 9 cities across 8 states, and they're basically covering Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and all of these states. That's where they're headed first. More will come later. They do have a scalable plant where they will start small, I think about 6,000 vehicles a month. If Oben is successful, they will be able to scale this up. But is 150 kilometers of range enough? It's a question we asked you when you saw the talk. It's a question we're asking you when you see the Rorr. Tell us in the comments, tell us what you think about the motorcycle in the comments, because all the moving parts seem to be in the right place. Now all we have to do is ride it and verify that it all comes together and works. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Oben Rorr. Thank you so much for watching. Leave us a comment and tell us what you think.